All right, so you know you'd prefer to live in Providence, but you're just not sure what neighborhood will be the best fit for your lifestyle and your budget. So if you love the convenience and the culture of city life, but you prefer to live in a neighborhood that has more of a close-knit, yet kind of suburban feel, then Providence's Elmhurst neighborhood could be the right move for you. Hi, I'm Jess Powers. I'm a full-time real estate agent and I work all throughout Rhode Island. I use this channel to help people who are relocating to our amazing state from all over. I hear from people all the time, or even people that live here, but maybe they're not ready to move or they haven't really explored other parts of the state. That's what this video is for. I'm here for you. I want to hear from you. So send me a call, send me a text, send me an email, because I can't help you if I don't hear from you. All right, so let's jump in. So Providence is made up of several different neighborhoods and they each have their own different feel and their pros and cons and cost of living. You've got the east side of Providence, you've got the west side of Providence, you've got Elmhurst, you've got Mount Pleasant, you've got the Elmwood neighborhood, you've got Chalkstone, you've got all sorts of different neighborhoods and they're all a little different. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the Elmhurst neighborhood. So it's located in the northwest area of Providence and it's bordered by North Providence and the Providence neighborhoods of Wanskuck, Smith Hill, Valley, and Mount Pleasant. So the general neighborhood boundaries, you've got Douglas Ave, and then you've got Admiral Street to the northeast, and then you've got Academy Ave and Smith Street to the west, and then you've got Chalkstone that runs to the south. So Elmhurst actually is a pretty small pocket. Now, the median sale price of single-family homes in Providence right now overall is $319,000. But those prices vary drastically in Providence. So of course, the most expensive areas are on the east side of Providence. That's over near Brown and RISD. And then of course you've got downtown, which is mostly just condos. And then also the West End or Federal Hill. Over the past, I'd say 10 years, that was really kind of an up and coming neighborhood. Well, it is already blown up. And so that's a really popular area and the prices are really high. So the Elmhurst neighborhood, it used to be really pretty inexpensive. It was a great location for first-time homebuyers, but like everywhere else, the home prices have really spiked as people in particular have been priced out of the east side and now also priced out of the west side. So it's sort of an alternative where people don't want to leave Providence. They still really want to have all of the access to all of the, the great shops and the restaurants that Providence has, but they're priced out of those two areas. You'll still find the occasional 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house in this area. Or a fixer-upper under $300,000, but really everything is inching up more and more in price. And for the most part, if you're looking in Elmhurst, you're gonna need to be in the budget, I'd say, of around $350 to $450. All right, so the neighborhood has a bunch of stuff going on. It's home of Providence College, so if you love the local basketball, Providence College is where you go. So you've got LaSalle Academy, that is a private Catholic school, and then you've got Nathaniel Green Middle School, which is the public middle school for Providence. All right, so just outside of the neighborhood, a few streets away is Rhode Island College and their campus. And then Roger Williams Medical Center, that's also is part of the Elmhurst neighborhood. So let's talk a little bit of the history of the neighborhood. So throughout most of the 1800s, Elmhurst was just farmland. And it wasn't until a streetcar was built in the late 1880s that Providence residents began getting out and seeing that there was other stuff and taking note of that area. And then it was in the early 1900s that the city acquired this lovely piece of land on either side of a stream that was flowing from Academy Avenue. And that's when they created Pleasant Valley Parkway. It really is sort of the centerpiece of the neighborhood. It's a landscaped boulevard, kind of similar to what we have over on the east side on Blackstone Boulevard, albeit a very much smaller representation of that. Beautiful nonetheless. You've got big, lovely trees. So it really does help you to see that's the center of the Elmhurst neighborhood. And then the neighborhood really began to grow around that. And that happened kind of at the same time. So there were immigrants that were making their way out of Providence's more crowded neighborhoods, and that's where they were going. And then of course, After World War II, that's when all of that suburban boom happened, and there was all of that crazy growth that happened. And this was one of the areas that had undeveloped land in Providence, so that's where people went. So they started in the northwestern part of the neighborhood and then moved down from there. You'll find a lot of really cool homes. There's a lot of bungalows, which people love, built in the 30s and 40s, all of that charm. Everybody loves a bungalow porch. And then there were also some capes that were built, a few colonials, and then you're going to get a lot of those smaller first-time homebuyer ranches that were built in the 50s when the area really rapidly expanded. So Elmhurst does have kind of a small neighborhood feel, and I love the tree-lined streets, and I love that there are also things that you can walk to. That's what a lot of people want. They just want something that they can get out and walk to, and so Elmhurst is one of those neighborhoods. Now, it is not like the West End, or it's not like the East Side where there's just a ton of stuff to walk to, but it does have, there's some coffee shops, there are a few little specialty shops, there's tons of great delis over there. So there's a few things that you can do. There are also some really great restaurants. So my favorite is, I love La Salle Bakery. I love Los Andes. That's a really amazing Peruvian restaurant. If you haven't been there, you've got to check it out. Their ceviche is to die for. So I love that you can walk to that. People also love jogging down Pleasant Valley Parkway and then through Providence College campus. It's a really beautiful campus. And then they've got some nice little parks for kids. There's Fargnoli Park, which has there's a fun splash pad and fun things for kids to do. It is, I would say, all in general, Providence is pretty dog friendly. So you'll see people out walking their dogs all the time in this neighborhood. However, there isn't a dedicated dog park. There is one on the east side, and then there's another really awesome dog park on the west end of Providence. So living in Elmhurst, it kind of puts you at the center of a lot of the things that are happening. So there's Smith Hill just around the corner. You've got access to the Capitol building right across the highway. And then there's new development that's happening down in Valley District that is really, that's a pretty close area that you can walk to. There's the Farm Fresh Farmers Market that just opened up, and then they have, there's a coffee shop in there now, there's an ice cream shop, there's all sorts of things that are happening right there. That's pretty much in walking distance, although you do have to go through a different section of town in order to be able to get to that area. And then of course you've got access to downtown. It's easy for you to take a bus ride or a short Uber to get over to the east side or the west side or downtown. I find that a lot of people start out renting on the east side or Federal Hill, and they just choose to want to live in Elmhurst because one, the prices are a little bit lower, but you still have access to all of your favorite Providence destinations. So if you're looking for kind of the feel of a small neighborhood, but you really want to be in a convenient location to Providence and be able to get out and walk around, then Elmhurst really could be a smart move for you. Now, I want to hear from you because, again, that's the only way I can help. So I absolutely love it. Send me a text, send me an email, give me a call. If you tell me a few of the things that you're looking for and I help to narrow in that budget, then I can help you to decide what area in Rhode Island is going to be the best for you. My name's Jess Powers. Leave me a comment below, and I'm always here to help.